Hello model car fans, welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Revell, and today I'm going to show you a few Chevelle kits here and go over a few of them and some of their differences, and we'll go over what's in the boxes of these kits. And you see I got the brand new Revell kit right here, just came out. Another Revell kit, the one that came out roughly a year and a half, 2 years ago, 2018 release of the 68 Chevelle. So I got both of those. And then I've got some of the Amt mainstays right here, which if you wanted to build a 69 Chevelle, that was your only option, was those kits. So I got a few of those, and I have some plans for them, but the plans may have changed a little bit because of these two. And I've got a couple of built examples of the Amt Chevelles. And both of these are fairly old builds for me, but I figure I would. I'm not really going to go over the specifics. This one's a 68 Chevelle, and of course it's a convertible. Built it 15 years ago or more, somewhere right around there. And that's a 69 that's kind of built right out of the box. I didn't really super detail it, but an example of what you can do with this kit if you take the time. But I will say it's a little long in the tooth, and to appreciate the Revell kits, you've really got to understand the old Amt kits. But I mean, these are old technology. So let me move these away here and get into those a little bit. And then this one, just so you know, it's pretty much built right out of the box, but not really. I mean, I didn't really detail it, wire it, anything like that. I pretty much stuck with what was in the kit, but I did make some improvements. As you can see, I cut open the front bumper and moved the turn signals into it, and then I re-chromed the front bumper. And then also, this kit is notorious for its taillights. So those are the kit taillights. They do make resin upgrade ones, but I did sand them, rework them, and re-chrome them. So they're not exactly out of the kit. And then there was a bit of body work done to this to smooth it out, to get the paint job like this. Pretty proud of this. This was actually the club winner for the Cactus Car Modelers back in 2011. It was the Chevys pick, because the monthly theme was Chevys. And this one won that theme. But the part I'm mostly proud about is at the end of the year, we take all of our winners and we pick the overall winner, the best one for the year. And this one won that award. So it's won 2 awards with the club. But very, very proud of this particular build, even though now it's 10 years old, because that was back in 2010, 2011 when I built this one. And this one was built after I built that 68. The 68, this one is mostly resin. It's a resin body and a resin kit that I use the Amt as a donor. And so I'll get more into these in a future episode where I really get into Chevelles. So I'll feature those another time. So I'm going to move those off to the side here. And like I said, to really appreciate the Revell kits, you've got to see these kits. And this kit actually dates back to the annuals. The 68 is the rare one because they only issued that one time. And then they turned the tooling into the 69. Well, the 69 has been reissued a number of times. There was the 69 annual kit. This big box right here is actually 1991 release. So it's pretty much 30 years old. And then this one was the last issue, which was 2004, I believe. Yeah, 2004 was the last time this was issued. And then they came out with a convertible kit, which I shouldn't say came out with it. It was a re-release, and this was a few years ago. I don't remember if it was 5 years ago, but when they came out with a convertible kit, because it was only issued 1 or 2 other times, but it had been a really long time since that was reissued. So, and you can see my notes here. I planned to build a box stock convertible. This one I have a resin body for it, and this one I was planning to make a Yanko, which I think is what I'm going to end up doing with this one. But I'll get into that in a little bit. But first, let me move these aside, and then we'll open one of these up so you can really appreciate this one. There's a few things. Now these are a little long in the tooth, the Amt kits, and it's got some mold wear and some issues, but it's got a really nice marker light right here if you look. And the SS kind of molded really thin there. It's really hard to see, and there's some mold lines. The taillights are really goofy. And then if you see them on the chrome tree here, the taillights are separate pieces, and this one, the chrome tree is molded right into the taillight, which makes it really difficult. That's where the issue for me was I had to reshape that whole area. So I stripped the chrome, reshaped those, fitted them to the body better, and then stripped the chrome off, and then I cut these out in the bumper here so that I can make the bumper a little more realistic. So those were the upgrades I had done to it, and it's got all these custom parts, and then the rally wheel caps here, the SS wheels and custom wheels. So this one comes with 3 sets of wheels. I'm assuming a lot of you guys have seen this kit, and it's got the hole to cut out for the supercharger and some holes in there, and some of those kind of transfer through, so you do some body work and smooth them out so that they hopefully don't show when you paint them. But it's a pretty simple kit, and it can build really nice. It doesn't really have a cowl here. As long as you take the time and fit everything to this kit. So there's the one-piece glass, and there's the big block engine, and the seats all one piece. The console and the bucket seats are all one piece. Then you got the 2-piece dash and custom parts. Some more custom parts and race parts. It's got a lot of parts to it. There's like 3 versions you can make out of it. There's the rally wheels that it has trim rings, but they're not really plated, which one of the things I kind of don't care for on this one. There's the firewall and the exhaust, and then there's the stock parts right there, and then the funky axle. The suspension is not very accurate, but it's really not too bad. Then there's the seat and some of the other parts that are in here. That's a kind of a quick overview of what's in that. And the earlier version, it comes with some pretty decent decals too, white and black. But that way you get an idea of what is in that. This version, it's pretty much all the same. It's just molded in white. This one I haven't even opened. It's kind of weird that it's still sealed inside, and this is the older kit. There's some flash mold lines. It's all still there. But what is interesting when you compare that and the convertible, oh, I forgot to mention, let me get the other body back out again, because there's a couple of things I wanted to point out on the body. Those of you that may not know, it has the 68 chrome molded on the side. That needs to be sanded a little bit. There should be a step there, but this has actually got the chrome on it. But these bodies have fairly decent marker lights, and that one's kind of in the correct spot, a little more accurate than it is. But the convertible body, they didn't really fix much of this one. I mean, it has the faint SS emblem right here, and it still has the 68 molding. That's something the Amt kit never got rid of. But this is the convertible body. But what's funny is if you can see this marker light, it actually has most of the 68 marker lights still on the front fender. So I put them side by side. Hopefully the cameras, you can see them. If I really get them in, there you go. You can see the 69 is a little higher and a little narrow, and the 68 is a little farther down and back. And it would have the SS emblem. So that, I mean, that's really not correct for 68, but it's more like what the 68 kit had in it. So there's the 2 main things with the bodies, and you can kind of see the door handles and the faintness, but I mean, I don't know how much they actually restored this, but there are some fit issues, and a lot of people have had some issues fitting these parts. So just fit everything and double check anything if you got one of these kits in your building before you start painting. It's really not one to slap together, because some of these tools, you know, they're 50 years old now, but they've been reissued multiple times, and they're getting a little worn out, which is why I say you really have to appreciate these. Now, get this. How do you like my kit there? My example. This was shipped, I bought it off of eBay from a hobby seller in a bubble wrap bag. They did not box it. And I was really upset at first, and matter of fact, I complained, and he offered to send me another kit and refund this, but I got to send this one back to him. So I was really irritated about it. So I mean, check that out. That's good, and smashed up good. I mean, you can kind of see. After some hemming and hawing, I decided we're gonna, I'm gonna open this up and we'll just see how badly damaged this is. I mean, you can tell the box really got kicked around here. So let's open this up and check this out. This might surprise you. I did not see any damage. The pillars look fine. Both pillars look fine. I don't see anything damaged in there. There's all the stuff on the underside. I don't know if anybody's done any kit contents of this particular kit. I'm sure they're going to, if they haven't yet. And then I'm looking at all of this. I don't see anything loose, damaged, or broken. The chrome tree looks fine. And the directions, the decals, I'm a bit flabbergasted as far as, that this came out as nice as it did. So one of the things I wanted to get into here, here's the 68 kit, which is from 2018. If you guys have seen this kit or built this kit, I hear there's wonderful reviews. People really love it. I have not built either one of these yet. I don't know why. And then I really like the redline tires that come in that 68 kit. But I haven't really opened this up or gone through them. But I really wasn't intending this to be a full-on kit review. But there's a couple of things I wanted to see here, which I thought, when they say all new tool, matter of fact, let me just get the bodies out of these bags. So let's just, because there's something I see that you really have to know your Chevelles or be a fan of Chevelles to notice it, and I can't believe Revell actually got this, looks like, right. And love these Firestone wide ovals, although I wish they actually were the Goodyear printed instead of the Firestone. But here's the 69 body, here's the 68 body. Now, they already did the caps as separate parts, so that kind of made it obvious, which made me think they're going to use the same body between both kits. But the 68 has the marker light molded in here. 69's a little higher. 68 has the vent windows, which is correct. There are no emblems on the fenders at all. Those are decals, which tells me there's other versions of this. But here's the one detail that you got to know with Chevelles that I thought was really interesting. 68 and 69. 68, the rear bumpers are this way, and 69, they're more straight. I'm actually surprised that Revell caught that detail and put that in there. So, a little bit surprised there. Did not expect them to catch that. And I learned that kind of the hard way. When I did my 68 and my 69, the other two, somebody had pointed that out to me. And then in the bodies, you can see the 68 has the chrome piece on it, and then the 69 does not. So Revell got those two details right. So these are very, very nice bodies, and I'm really happy with the way they look. And so I do plan to build both of these. I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to build that 68 or this 69, but just super excited about this. I think this one's going to end up being a Yanko, as I was telling you, because all the same mods I got to do to this, I would have to do to the Amt kit. And this one's just a much better detailed kit. So let's put this away and look at the rest of the contents of this 69. It's an awesome body there. The tires. These taillight lenses, which they do have the backup light molded into there. So I'll pick that out with the silver or white, probably my white pen that I use for tires. We'll see how that details out. The glass trees between both kits are exactly the same. It's got the 68 vent windows, which don't really need, but it has looks like the 69 marker lights and the 68. But it's all on there. Dome light. And then you can see the 69 stuff off to the side. I'll have to remove this SS emblem and this SS emblem off of them if I want to do the Yanko, the Copo car. This section between the 68 and 69 is exactly the same, which is why the mirror bases are here, and then the the mirror heads are here because 68s are round, 69s are rectangle, and Revell got that detail right. And I like how they did the bumper open here, so you do have the turn signals recessed into the bumper. Alright, and let's look at this bag of contents here. It's got a very nice chassis, that ought to be easy to build. Let's see. The 69's interior, there's the caps, 69 steering wheel, 69 dash, so they got all those right. It's all the engine parts, the rear suspension, core support, cowl, all the big block stuff. I'll be curious to see how that looks when it's all built together. I'm sure it's going to be way better than a separate perimeter frame like the real car. More of the rear suspension shocks, the rear sway bar, shocks down here. Look, it actually has an alternator brackets or smog pump. Yeah, it looks like that's alternator. There's the power steering pump, diff cover, steering gear. Oh, look, I did get a little damage, so that's tweaked a little bit. And then the hood, separate console, all this stuff here, that's part of the body. I have to see if that gets painted silver or if that's painted body color. I think that's a silver part and not body color, but I'll have to check my references for the 68 and 69. So that's looking really good, and I'll get started on this one because I got plans for it, and I'm thinking really going to be a Copo, but I mean I can't believe that got smashed like that, but it survived. So, which is funny, I had to think about that. I haven't featured a Chevelle on my channel yet, which is kind of funny because I've got a number of them built. You saw the two kind of in the stash, and I've got pretty much all years of the Chevelle. But it's funny because if you've seen my tour video, then you've seen our real car. We have a 71 Chevelle. That's my wife's hot rod, and she's had it 25 years, and we've been married 20 years. So that's her hot rod, and the local guys that know me, they've seen it get built, and they've seen how it was back then and how it is now. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw in some photos, some real quick photos before and after as we built it. And ironically, I was raised Ford, so that was what I was raised. And we were dating, and I had my Mopar wagon, which you've seen, and her dad had a Malibu, a 76 Malibu. So when she told me she wanted to go look at a 71 Malibu, I told her that's a muscle car. That's not like your dad's car. And I went with her, and she bought it. And it's been hers ever since, even though I built it with her permission, and she helped quite a bit. And it's now a very fun car. But in high school, I didn't know what a Chevelle was. I knew what Camaros were, I knew what Corvettes were, I knew Mustangs, Thunderbirds, but I didn't know what a Chevelle was. But it's just kind of funny now that, it's one of my favorite cars. I mean, I love all muscle cars. I love that whole era. But, yeah, that we have one. And I haven't featured any of the built Chevelles that I have built for you guys. So I'm going to build this one and follow along for the progress. And I'll show you how this one goes. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So thank you for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments. And please share. If you like what I'm doing, you like what you see, please share and subscribe and comment. Love those comments. Thank you guys, and you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next Saturday.